But I'm not going to paint it rosy. There's things that are definitely... Here's what's funny. There's things that are confusing now. Like I'm working... I think it's the third book I'm going to mention. I actually have a podcast coming out called My Next 6 Books. 3 of them are written.
Okay.
And the fourth is 70% done, so then it's just the last 2. I want to write a book on progressive Catholicism called Confusion in the Kingdom. Mm-hmm. And that's what I think happens, like with Father James Martin and others. I'll read in some of these more progressive Catholic articles. They don't outright dissent, but they create all this confusion about the teachings. The thing that I think is sad, because I did my review, if you saw on my podcast, I reviewed Father Martin's new documentary about him and building a bridge and all of that. What I think is sad, honestly, is like this confusion that makes it seem like the church will change its teaching on homosexuality. And you could say, like, from your perspective, the church is getting so bad. Look at these priests that have the rainbow flag on the altar and, you know, the LGBT ministry, and look at all this stuff. I'm like, yeah. And so there's people on the far, far left or dissenters like, oh, it's a new springtime coming soon for the church. And then the CDF releases a document that Pope Francis approved saying you cannot bless same-sex unions. The church can't bless sin. And so I'm like, all right. Let me back up a little bit there. I know that the people who are involved, we must be pastoral to engage other people. My excitement at that is having a clear designation of what the church teaches so that we can then explore how to reach out to people that think the teaching is a pile of crap. You know, but we need to have a clear understanding of what the teaching is so we can minister to people and be pastoral towards them. Yeah. Not just being if you're pastoral but you don't know what teaching you're defending, it's very easy to just accommodate sin or promote error. So it's interesting. So seeing that, so I remember reading under Father Martin's Twitter page when that decision came out from the CDF, and people were mad. They were just upset.
Did Father Martin respond at all to that?
I can't remember how he responded. Maybe he just retweeted something. But they're mad. They're saying things like, you know, you're making us think that the church is going to change on this stuff, and we're in a new springtime. That's a theme from his documentary. And yet then we see the church very clearly lay down. So I think we have to keep in perspective. You're right. There's a lot of things that are troubling. But also I find hope when I see the and the German cardinals. The Pope issued a very
what happened there?
From what I saw, it came from the Vatican. I think it came with the Pope's approval, but I know it came from the Vatican expressing a concern about German synodality, saying that you cannot change essential features of the church or church teaching. And so if there are German, even cardinals or bishops or theologians saying we need women priests or same-sex marriage, in that response from the Vatican, it said that churches that do this, that embrace these changes, wither and die. And so it was pretty... Wow. So, I mean, it's always hard to walk this fine line, right? You don't want to be just sour and dour and just everything is so bad, doom and gloom, but you also don't want to be so naive. You don't understand the problems.
There's also so much of this that's totally outside of most of our control.
Right. And
we instead of loving our family, reading scripture, going to Holy Mass, praying with our kids, teaching them the faith, we refresh our ecclesial political news feeds and feel angry, and that feels more productive than doing the thing we should be doing. And
I'll be honest with you, Matt, I don't follow. I mean, I follow it, I see it, I try to be aware. Yeah. I just don't spend. I spend the minimal amount of time I can with that, because my heart is to help people come to know Jesus Christ and His church. That is my heart.
Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe and leave a comment below letting us know what you thought about the video.